All right.
Welcome back, y'all.
Episode number 2, Kiki with Reza and MJ.
Number 2.
Thank you for your support thus far. It's been gone well.
Absolutely. We're so giddy about it.
Okay, so we've been, like the holidays, there was a couple of pauses on the Bravo shows that we're covering, right?
We've been catching up on all of our shows, discussing them. Just like y'all.
We're going to start with ATL this week. First of all,
ATL. We're obsessed.
We never talked about the Shamari Kandi sing-off. When Shamari sang, I fell in love with her for the first time because I wasn't feeling her yet. And she definitely outsung Kandi. Kandi is a talented songwriter. Nene was right. She should probably feel embarrassed.
First of all, if I were Kandi, I wouldn't feel embarrassed at all whatsoever. Kandi wrote no scrubs. Kandi's a boss-ass bitch. And if people were pulling out bank statements or their Dun & Bradstreets or their financials, I kind of feel like Kandi could basically put the entire cast in her back pocket. Possibly so no one is worried for Kandi.
She could probably put all the talent on the whole network.
Yeah, I mean, hello.
But I didn't say anything about that.
Check her resume.
Listen, I love her. I met her on Summer by Bravo.
I'm just saying, we're not even trying to put Shamari and Kandi in the same category, are we?
It was the voice-off.
It was just a voice-off on a trip. It wasn't even an international trip. They were in Destin.
And also, it was a sing-off, it was a model-off, and it was a fashion-off.
It was.
And if you currently, right now, we're on two sides. Kandi did not.
Kandi's side, 100%. I don't care.
She didn't sing better. Comment below.
But I want to get straight to the Porsha Kandi beef. I was thinking about me and you, right? Okay. Let's say you were having a party, right?
Yes.
And your girl, Scheana, who's sitting right there behind the camera, escorted me or Adam out a party.
I would give her a raise.
And I texted you from the party and said, yo, boo, your girl just put me out the party.
I would definitely run outside and try to catch you and make sure that you didn't leave the party. And if you texted me when you were home, then I would send an exotic Uber to pick you up with a horse-drawn carriage. But Porsha and Kandi don't got it like that.
They don't got it like this. They ain't like this.
We all know this. So that's why. Because Kandi's position was, I invited you and you came and made a fool of yourself.
Oh my God.
Hello?
So basically you're telling me it's not like me and you. It's like me and Golnessa, or you and Golnessa.
Right.
And then Golnessa got messy at our party, and how would we handle it? Kandi, girl, you did what you did. I got you. We don't even need to talk about it anymore, because I just addressed and realized.
Yeah, of course.
What's up?
And not only that, but remember, this was an off-camera party. That means that they wanted it to be very real. They didn't want to have any cameras in the way.
But basically what you're just saying is Porsha is basically like
a liability.
Gigi. Gigi's like Porsha. Portia's like Gigi.
And let's elaborate. That means that you'll
throw down.
You'll suck the air out of a room.
You'll fight.
You can take everyone's happiness away.
You'll create drama.
And then you're not worth it.
You'll be messy.
And that's why you're lucky.
And it's not worth it.
Got invited.
And they both have fake titties. Not that there's any problem with fake titties. Mike actually prefers fake titties.
Yeah, anyway, so you're right. Okay, so that was the thing. When they recapped it, the true version, the accurate one, was Kandi's camp. They were talking about it play by play.
But bitch came in. She called her a bitch.
Right, when they
got real messy real quick. And I'm sorry, if you're pregnant and everyone doesn't know you're pregnant and you are a known fighter, don't put the bitch word on the table.
Which is a whole other thing.
That's extra.
She's halfway through her first trimester. That means she's 6 weeks.
You can sneeze and God forbid something bad can happen. You don't want to risk shit. Porsha, girl, I'm looking out for you. You do not want to get in some mess when you're pregnant.
That's why I'm so happy that we already know that you're out to here and about to pop, because the kind of way you were behaving, conducting yourself was very dangerous.
We're worried for you, Porsha.
It didn't have to go that far if they were telling the story the right way and Porsha was telling the story not all the right way.
But you know how it is when you're in the moment, you're feeling some sort of way, and then you see the person.
She's 6 feet tall and she chest bumped her. She body checked that girl, which it probably doesn't take much if you're already taller and bigger than somebody else.
No, and listen, we know what it's like. Like me and you got a little shady with Gigi and we invited that ex to the party.
Yeah.
And, you know, listen, we know what it is to be in a group of friends when you have shady friends and sometimes you just feel like you want to stick it to them.
But you guys, tell us what you think. I don't think it was a setup. Do you guys think it was a setup?
I feel like the way Porsha told the story, she made it sound like a setup, but when Kandi basically clarified what was going on, she was basically right. It's her man's party. She spent a bunch of money and she didn't want it to get ugly.
It was his 45th birthday. She was elsewhere having a good time.
We don't know what that's like because we haven't gotten to our 45th birthdays yet.
I'm not 45 yet.
No.
But speaking of 45,
neither am I.
Do you know how 45 has a significance on our show? Because Mike has a girl named 45 and...
What?
Yeah, he has that girl that would be over there in 45 minutes.
No. 45 minutes. It was different. It wasn't. You got the 45 minutes right, but she would come over and for 45 minutes.
Really? Okay, so Mike, do you think he still has that girl coming over?
We gotta save this to the Shahs tea. This is a family show.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Married to Medicine.
Fine. And by the way, Tanya, welcome to the show. We're about 10 episodes in and you finally got your first standalone scene.
Oh, because she invited them to her house?
Yeah, that was the first time she got a chance to talk this whole season.
Yeah, true that.
And that was episode 10 last night that we're talking about. One thing I want to say, since we haven't recapped Married to Medicine at all.
At all.
Their part one was like group therapy, and I didn't like it. The only thing that I thought was worth watching the whole hour was the receipts, Mariah the liar. I liked Mariah last week. This week, Mariah's just a big liar. I do not believe that just because you come in a t-shirt that your lady, like, you know, men's t-shirts are not that.
I'm sorry. Was this a bespoke t-shirt? Was it a one-of-a-kind, custom-made?
Exactly.
They didn't have any on the planet other than that one?
Exactly.
Did it have a distinctive stain on it?
Exactly.
Why the f*** is she wearing your brother-in-law's t-shirt? That made no sense. She was wearing her husband's
t-shirt.
That made no sense.
It didn't smell like anybody. It was...
That made no sense. And I'm sorry, if you are throwing that kind of an accusation out like Gigi did on me, Gigi lied on me.
You just pulled that right out of my head.
She said she had a video in her phone and then said, but I'm not that type of girl. Dude, if you throw that kind of an accusation, the receipt has to come out right behind the accusation.
Exactly. And you know, because of your personality, people think like you're strong. Like that means people from the outside don't realize that you actually have a marriage that you care for protecting and respecting.
Because people think because I got so heated, it must be true. Because why would I react that way if it wasn't true? When in all actuality, that's not the case. I reacted in that way because for 6 months, she had been claiming something. She wasn't willing to back it up or prove the fact that she was a big ass liar. And literally, when I held her to it, she didn't deliver. There was no receipt. And then later on that night, she jumped me.
And and it's just funny how like some people can like be like the one that gets away with all the mean things that like you don't just casually go and try to destroy someone's marriage and nobody ever has to be accountable for that.
Okay, so that's that because Mariah's claiming receipts on Dr. Damon, which have not been provided as of yet.
Because they're non-existent.
But what about the claim that Dr. Damon also hit on or is attracted to or wants Miss Lucy?
I mean, that's ridiculous, and I'm very glad that
That's embarrassing.
Dr. Heavenly handled it very well.
That's embarrassing. It's like me saying to you, Tommy hit on my mom. Dude, this is next level. That's like some really deranged.
And you know it's fake, and I mean,
fake.
And you know it's lies.
Lies.
So...
I didn't love Dr. Heavenly's hair on the reunion.
Dr. Heavenly looked
But I love Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly is the bomb.com.
Yeah, he definitely loves Dr. Heavenly.
But I love all of them. I even love Mariah and I love Quad. I just love all the ladies. And I have mad respect for the MDs or the DDSs.
What's the one who with the boobs during the...
Oh, I love her. Dr. Contessa. Not only is Dr. Contessa an accomplished physician, she served in our military. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
And she's beautiful.
And she is beautiful, and I actually like her outfit the most. But she did lie. But she was shady during the season. Dr. Contessa
talking about Toya elbowing her titty on purpose.
That was total bullshit.
You know when you're upset with someone and they literally, when you're upset with someone and they have an accident on you,
3 weeks.
You can't, like, it feels like they might have done it on purpose because you're in such a bad place. How convenient that all of the people there, the one person that I'm really beefing with the most is the one that accidentally elbowed me in the titty.
From behind, and not only that, but she also bobbed and weaved.
I'm going to let it slide.
3 weeks.
I'm going to let it slide, Dr. Contessa. I'm going to let it slide. As far as Married to Medicine, I want to hear all of the details, and I hope to God that there was no domestic violence on either part in the marriage, because it sounds like there was some pushing and knife pulling or accusations of pushing and knife pulling. Let's keep it real. Have you ever pulled a knife on a man? I mean, I actually, back in the day when we were teenagers, she had a beau or an admirer that she was kicking it with. They weren't even boyfriends. They were hanging out. Yeah. We were in the same bedroom, and for some reason there were multiple beds in this room. I was on one side laying on a bed. MJ and this dude were on the other side. The guy said something that irritated MJ. Yeah. She kicked him so hard. He flew.
He went into orbit.
He flew from one bed onto the bed that I was on.
Yeah,
flew. She kicked him across. She kicked his ass across the room.
Let me tell you why.
And he then apologized to her. That's some gangster shit. We just want to make it crystal clear, even though I was high-fiving her a second ago, we do not condone violence. You should never put your hands or a knife on anyone.
No, we were teenagers and I kicked him and it was a reflex and that was really funny.
Right. The funnier part was that he apologized for getting kicked. Can I ask you something? Mm-hmm. What did you think or how did you feel about Quad saying that she was the star of the show?
She should never say that. No one should ever claim that because it's an ensemble. I feel the same way about our show and every other show, except that she did apologize for being for shutting them out, and I really needed to hear that, so I'm very happy she said that. Me
too. I really wanted to hear it because there were a lot of times when it seemed like some of the Married to Medicine ladies were genuinely concerned about Quad, but she was like in a bad place, which understandably so. When you're getting a divorce, I imagine you would be, and she didn't want to hear it.
No, but at the same time, you know, we were also resentful toward Quad. Because when you are going through something, even though it hurts, we push through.
Absolutely.
And we share because we did sign up for a show where we share our truth.
100%.
So I think to a great extent, her pride was standing in the way of her being more honest.
But it seems like Quad is in a much better place. Quad, we love you.
Yeah.
We support you.
Sure.
We wish bigger and better for you. So hopefully those days are behind you and you're looking forward.
But you did accuse Mariah of doing cocaine, and also are not married to medicine anymore.
And you shouldn't come on couples trips, according to Toya. Yeah. Like, don't come near my man. What do you think about that? Because we have couples and singles in our crew.
I think that in that case, there was so many couples that if she was okay with coming, they should have just let her come.
Right, but I think it's a cultural thing too for us. Like when we have a person or a couple, when they divorce, we don't actually shut them out. We embrace them and include them more. Like we're not tripping like, oh, she's going to try and take my man.
No.
We think, oh, she's by herself. You should invite her.
So when Mike does that, when Mike has someone new in his life, he tries to keep us away from her because so much in his relationships that he's afraid that somehow the truth is going to come out. And he's exactly the same way now, still hasn't changed. You don't like exclude Adam. I don't exclude Tommy.
But I also don't have sets of information that I share with different people, and it's hard for him to keep it straight. So it's easier just to segregate people.
He's like a Rubik's Cube of denial and 19 different versions of like a story.
What?
Well, he did, you know.
I'm Mike. I'm a mama's boy. Everyone loves me.
Everyone loves you. comment below on how you feel about Mike.
First subscribe, then comment below. And I'm going to segue right into Vanderpump Rules. And I first want to give Lisa Vanderpump and James' mom mad props for coming on the show, for being sober, for staying clean. For being sober,
for sure.
For staying clean.
For being skinny and pretty.
And for making a concerted effort to be there for her son to support him. A lot of the times it seems like we're just talking shit, but we're having fun. But I do want to acknowledge moments that are kind of profound. And those two moments were profound. Ariana and Stassie's party was at our friend Sammy's home that you may recognize from season 1 of Shahs, because I tried to sell that house.
And he was also at the my bachelorette party in Vegas.
Yeah,
at the wedding.
Sammy, that's our boy.
So you guys know Sammy. So ring ring, it's Kristen and I think maybe Katie, and they were they were celebrating this birthday in real time. So it was over the summer. They're like, "What are you doing? Why don't you come over?" So it was when the cameras were down that we were invited to go hang out there. They gave me the address and I was like, "Huh?" They leased or Airbnb, whatever you want to call it, our Sammy's house.
And then Sammy hit us up and was like, "Yo, dog, you know, they rented that house and allegedly they poured a bunch of grease down the drains and caused all sorts of plumbing issues for him."
You're not supposed to pour grease down the drain. You know that.
Correct,
right?
Totally. But it seemed like...
But not everybody knows that.
No, but it literally seemed like he was saying the house was going to fall off its foundation and roll down the hill, allegedly. But it was just hilarious that, like, we had this story in the back of our heads, and then all of a sudden we're watching the episode, and it's like, oh my God, that's the party.
I have to say, like, they really killed it with that theme.
They killed it with the theme, but Stassie killed me with that end where she was like hyper texting and hyper calling her man, and "Where are you? I need you right now." Bitch, you're in a bedroom of a house that your man is at.
Just go
Why
upstairs.
don't you just like put the phone down, go see him? He literally was wearing underwear and tights. I can't imagine where his cell phone was at. Like, why were you tripping so hard?
It's like
she broke the screen.
She had a meltdown.
She was being way extra. Like, extra, read all about it.
She had her party and she had her meltdown.
Extra. But Raquel almost got it again. And she's like, people were about to call her dumb.
Stupid again.
Yeah, she was not having it.
I love Stassie pointing out to Raquel, you can do better. You are not, like, when she was like, and she was like, "Don't call me stupid."
Totally. Because it's starting to get on her, and I think people need to let her now.
The truth hurts.
It does hurt, but they need to let her have a moment where it, like, resonates with her. Because everyone has said it to her now. She's almost uber defensive about it.
To date, this is the only drama of their season to date. It is James and Raquel.
Right. Also, James and Brittany, he put her on blast and was really disrespectful. I'd see you next Tuesday. So it's very James-centric, the drama.
Exactly. So if something causes something with Brittany, it still stems from him.
Totally.
If something happened with Katie, it still stems from him. So
James equals drama.
Okay, now we can wrap.
Jersey. Joyzy.
Did Jennifer Aiden go all the way to... you know what our viewers said last week that they want us to talk about? Our opinion about prearranged marriages. My position and his position on arranged marriages is we're not
down with that.
So,
especially if you can't get a little taste. What if I don't like it? Everyone is true. What if you're not sexually compatible? What if his private part isn't the one you want? What if her private part isn't the one you want? Did they exchange pictures? Can you still sext? Is sexting legal? So I think that Jennifer is going a little hard on the cultural aspects. Like, let people embrace it on their own. Let people learn about it, understand it. I feel like the way she's being defensive and like shoving it down people's throats, it's kind of aggro. Like, bitch, let me find out about it. Let me appreciate your culture. I don't know. It seems
maybe there's
a little
just
extra.
Jennifer can do nothing right in my eyes.
Jennifer, according to me, is so materialistic and so shallow
and money.
And so new money that nothing she
Not
says
the good kind.
really matters. Like, I don't care what Jennifer has to say. She gets on my nerves.
She gets on my last nerve.
Last nerve, dude. But I wish your brother the best and his mail order bride. And I also want to give props to Teresa for sitting down with Jackie.
Yeah.
For letting Jackie apologize and for being big about it and wanting to like put it behind her and move on. Because like the old Teresa.
Yeah, because it must feel just shitty to have a small group of girls and women and you want to be able to, you know, squash it.
You definitely want to be able to squash it. And the other thing I'm obsessed with and the other person I'm obsessed with is Marge. And I cannot wait to get to the real nitty gritty between Marge and Danielle. Because Marge seems so sweet and like she'll do anything for her friends. Like the way she packed those gift bags for Dolores's event. She's so sweet and generous and open that I imagine she went above and beyond for Danielle. And Danielle was probably so unappreciative that Marge was like, I'm done with you.
I don't know what Danielle was thinking. Was she thinking it was cute to be a bridezilla?
Yes.
And then she thought like, and then she actually started to like, her shitty attitude started to catch up with her.
Right, but I don't.
You think you could be cute?
100%.
And then all of a sudden you get yourself
Don't you remember me saying, literally, I love you? This is what I said. I said that Danielle doesn't understand her relationships with these women because she's not close enough to them to be acting this way.
Yeah.
Like, you can't act that crazy. Like, you can act crazy with me because we, like, have so much goodwill.
Like yeah.
And we got it like that. Like, we have 30 years of friendship. If you act crazy for a while, it's all good. There's so much goodwill built up. Yeah. You don't have that with these girls, Danielle.
It's like when Marlo said, I just need 10 pounds to Eva. I was like, this is what the relationship that I want with my friends.
When Marlo said that to Eva, that she wanted 10 pounds, I was thinking, bitch, not only did it make me happy, I was thinking, bitch, you just said exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that she needed to. I just love the honesty in friendships.
100%. And hello, Marlo was right. I think she would look much better. But she's beautiful. She's absolutely gorgeous. Eva is absolutely stunning. Okay, so I think we're done with Atlanta and we need to get straight to the Shahs tea while you're looking. This is some season 8 jaw on the floor tea. You see what happened was my good girlfriend had gone to the doctor and the doctor was like, bitch, don't you know this is not the situation? You need to be on bed rest. Get in that bed, start eating the bonbons, put your feet up and don't come out until X number of weeks. That's some tea right there. That's some tea. And then the other tea is, this is real tea. My good girlfriend unfollowed another good girlfriend who may or may not be allegedly calling the cops to do some rat low monkey down with a wig on
shit. We don't like stool pigeons.
We do not like stool pigeons. But there's also a little side cup of tea, which is about a friend of ours who's male, who's on the show, who may or may not have a sweet little thing who can now take care of his ass because he got it like that.
So basically, has the sugar mama. Make sure you subscribe, turn on your notification bell so it'll beep beep when we've put something new on.
Next week, you'll know about it, and don't forget to comment down below because we want to read your comments. We might read them on the air. Next week, your name may get mentioned, so subscribe, like, comment, keep up with us. And we love you.
Turn on notifications. We love you more. Mwah, mwah, mwah.